We've just got some breaking news in from Buckingham Palace, folks. So this statement has just come in from Buckingham Palace, and I'll read it for you. It goes on to say, His Majesty has today initiated a formal process to remove the style
to ignore. Breaking. Parliament strips Camilla official royal status in a shocking emergency declaration. It sounds like the beginning of a constitutional crisis, a decision capable of reshaping the future of the British crown overnight. A moment that could alter the balance between Parliament, the monarchy, and the royal family itself. But did it really happen? Before we continue, one fact deserves immediate attention. There is no verified evidence that the UK Parliament has stripped Queen Camilla of her official royal status or issued any emergency declaration removing her role. Viral headlines have circulated widely online, but they are not supported by official announcements or credible reporting. That, however, leads to an even more fascinating question. Why do stories like this spread so quickly? Why are millions of people willing to believe that a centuries-old institution could suddenly change in a single day? Perhaps the answer lies not in the headline itself, but in the remarkable history of the British monarchy, a history filled with constitutional battles, public opinion, changing traditions, and a royal family constantly adapting to a modern world. Queen Camilla's journey from one of the most controversial figures in royal history to queen consort has been anything but ordinary. King Charles III's reign marks a new chapter for the crown, and waiting beyond them stands Prince William, preparing for responsibilities that will one day define another generation. Could the monarchy ever face a moment where Parliament fundamentally changes the role of a reigning queen? And what do Britain's laws actually allow? To answer those questions, we must first step away from the viral headlines and explore the remarkable relationship between Parliament, the Crown, and the history that continues to shape Britain's constitutional monarchy today. The British monarchy has always lived at the intersection of history and public imagination. For centuries, the Crown has represented continuity. Governments have changed. Prime ministers have come and gone. Wars have been fought and peace restored. Yet the monarchy has remained one of Britain's most enduring institutions, adapting to each generation while preserving traditions that stretch back hundreds of years. That remarkable balance is one reason why dramatic royal headlines attract such intense attention. Whenever a story suggests that Parliament has intervened in royal affairs, people instinctively recognize the significance. Britain's constitutional system is built upon a carefully defined relationship between the sovereign, Parliament, the courts, and elected government. Understanding that relationship is essential before considering any modern claim involving Queen Camilla. Unlike absolute monarchies of the distant past, the United Kingdom operates as a constitutional monarchy. The king serves as head of state, while Parliament makes laws and the elected government exercises political authority. This arrangement did not emerge overnight. It developed gradually through centuries of political evolution, constitutional reforms, and historic compromises that reshaped the balance of power without abandoning the institution of monarchy itself. The crown remains deeply respected because it symbolizes national continuity rather than day-to-day politics. That principle influences every official engagement, state visit, and ceremonial appearance undertaken by members of the royal family. Within that framework, Queen Camilla occupies a clearly defined constitutional position. Following the accession of King Charles III in September 2022, Camilla became queen consort. Her title reflects her position as the spouse of the reigning monarch rather than an independently governing sovereign. That distinction is important. Her public duties support the work of the king through charity patronages, cultural events, state occasions, and ceremonial responsibilities. Her role exists because of constitutional convention and the king's accession, not because Parliament periodically votes on whether she should remain an official royal. Yet public understanding of these constitutional details is often overshadowed by emotion. Camilla's journey into the royal family has been one of the most discussed personal stories in modern British history. During the years surrounding the marriage of Charles and Diana, public opinion was deeply divided. The breakdown of Charles and Diana's marriage, followed by Diana's tragic death in 1997, left powerful emotions that influenced perceptions of every royal figure connected to that chapter. For many people, Diana represented compassion, accessibility, and emotional openness. Her humanitarian work transformed expectations of modern royalty. The grief following her death became a defining national moment. Against that emotional backdrop, Camilla faced extraordinary scrutiny. Every public appearance drew commentary. Every charitable initiative invited comparison. Every step toward greater public acceptance unfolded gradually over many years. Rather than attempting dramatic reinvention, she pursued a quieter path. Observers noted her steady commitment to literacy initiatives, domestic violence awareness, osteoporosis research, and support for numerous charitable organizations. Over time, public attitudes became more nuanced. While opinions continued to vary, many commentators observed that consistency rather than publicity helped reshape perceptions. When Queen Elizabeth II expressed her sincere wish in 2022 that Camilla would be known as Queen Consort upon Charles becoming king, it marked an important constitutional and symbolic moment. The statement reflected continuity within the institution itself. Following Queen Elizabeth II passing later that year, Charles became king immediately under the centuries-old principle that the crown passes instantly upon the death of the previous monarch. Camilla consequently became queen. No emergency parliamentary declaration created that change. No dramatic overnight restructuring occurred. Instead, constitutional succession operated exactly as established law and long-standing convention intended. That distinction highlights one of the greatest misunderstandings surrounding viral royal headlines. Constitutional change rarely happens through sudden announcements. Instead, significant alterations to royal succession or constitutional arrangements require carefully considered legal processes involving parliament, legislation where appropriate, and constitutional convention. They are rarely instantaneous. They are almost never secret. And they are certainly not driven by internet speculation alone. Meanwhile, another chapter of royal history continues quietly unfolding. Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, increasingly represent the monarchy's future. Their public engagements emphasize environmental conservation, mental health, early childhood development, emergency services, and community resilience. Rather than replacing existing traditions, they are gradually expanding how modern royal service is understood. Behind them grows the next generation. Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis are being introduced to public life carefully and deliberately. William has frequently demonstrated a desire to protect his children from unnecessary media exposure while ensuring they understand the responsibilities they will eventually inherit. That approach reflects lessons drawn from his own childhood. Personal experience has become public philosophy. As Britain watches one generation guide the monarchy today, another quietly prepares for tomorrow. King Charles continues carrying constitutional responsibility. Queen Camilla fulfills her supporting role through official duties. William learns the demands of future kingship. George observes from the background, absorbing traditions that cannot be fully explained in books alone. This continuity explains why stories suggesting sudden constitutional upheaval capture so much attention. People understand that every generation matters. Every transition matters. Every constitutional question matters. But separating historical reality from online speculation matters just as much. Because the true story of Britain's monarchy is rarely found in dramatic headlines. It is found in the steady evolution of an institution that has survived by adapting carefully rather than changing impulsively. And that raises the central question of our documentary. If Parliament did not strip Queen Camilla of any official status, then why did such a dramatic claim spread so widely? And what does it reveal about public opinion, media narratives, and the future challenges facing the modern monarchy? By the time the headline had spread across social media, it had already accomplished something remarkable. It had convinced countless readers that a constitutional earthquake had taken place. Videos appeared within hours. Commentators repeated the claim with growing certainty. Dramatic thumbnails suggested that Parliament had acted in an emergency session, stripping Queen Camilla of her official royal status and fundamentally changing the structure of the monarchy. But when constitutional experts, parliamentary records, and official royal communications were examined, a very different picture emerged. There was no emergency declaration, no parliamentary vote removing Queen Camilla's constitutional position, no official statement from Buckingham Palace confirming such an event. The headline was fiction, yet the public reaction revealed something worth exploring. Why are stories like this so persuasive? The answer begins with the unusual relationship between the British royal family and public opinion. Unlike political leaders, members of the royal family do not campaign for office. Their authority depends not on elections, but on constitutional law, long-standing convention, and public trust. That means perception has always mattered. Throughout history, every monarch has faced moments when public confidence shifted dramatically. King Edward VIII abdicated in 1936 following a constitutional crisis surrounding his desire to marry Wallis Simpson. Queen Elizabeth II guided the monarchy through decades of enormous social change, adapting carefully while preserving institutional stability. King Charles III inherited the throne during another period of transition, taking office after the longest reign in British history. Against that backdrop, Queen Camilla's position naturally attracts intense attention. Her journey has never followed a traditional royal path. For years, discussions about her role were inseparable from public memories of Princess Diana. Many people viewed the past through deeply personal emotions rather than constitutional realities. Others believed that time, consistency, and decades of public service had gradually reshaped perceptions. These differing views continue to exist today. But constitutional roles are determined by law and established practice, not by online polls or viral headlines. That distinction is easy to overlook in today's media environment. A dramatic headline spreads within minutes. A careful constitutional explanation often receives far less attention. Royal commentators have observed this pattern repeatedly. A speculative story appears. It is shared thousands of times. Each repost adds certainty. Eventually, many readers begin accepting speculation as established fact. The story becomes larger than the evidence itself. This is not unique to the royal family. It reflects the broader challenge of the digital age. Emotion often travels faster than verification. Now imagine Buckingham Palace on the morning after one of these viral claims begins circulating. Officials continue preparing state papers. Private secretaries organize engagements. Staff coordinate charity visits, diplomatic meetings, and ceremonial responsibilities. Inside the palace, constitutional duty continues much as it did the day before. Outside, however, public discussion may suggest that everything has changed. This contrast highlights one of the monarchy's defining characteristics. Its greatest strength has often been patience. Rather than responding to every rumor, the institution generally allows official announcements to speak for themselves. That approach can appear quiet, even distant, but it reflects a constitutional principle. The monarchy is designed to provide stability, not constant commentary. King Charles has largely continued this tradition. Since ascending the throne, his public focus has remained centered on official duties, Commonwealth relationships, environmental advocacy, and supporting charitable organizations. Queen Camilla has maintained a similarly consistent schedule, championing literacy, domestic violence awareness, and healthcare-related initiatives. Their calendars reflect continuity rather than crisis. Meanwhile, Prince William increasingly represents the monarchy's next chapter. Observers frequently note that he combines respect for royal tradition with an understanding of modern expectations. His Earthshot Prize demonstrates a willingness to address global challenges through innovation. His work supporting homelessness initiatives reflects long-term engagement rather than symbolic appearances. His public demeanor often emphasizes listening before speaking. Some royal commentators believe this approach reflects lessons learned from both of his parents. From King Charles, an appreciation for public duty. From Princess Diana, a deeply personal style of connecting with people. Whether those comparisons are entirely fair remains open to interpretation. But they illustrate why William occupies such a significant place in public imagination. He represents continuity without standing still. Behind him stands Prince George. Still young, he remains largely shielded from political commentary and constitutional debates. His public appearances are intentionally limited. When he joins national events, he is usually seen observing quietly beside his parents. Those moments may seem ordinary, yet historians often remind us that future monarchs begin learning long before they inherit the crown. Every state ceremony, every remembrance service, every conversation with experienced members of the royal family becomes part of an education unlike any other. This gradual preparation reflects centuries of royal tradition. Leadership is not introduced suddenly. It develops over decades. That perspective makes sensational headlines appear smaller. While internet speculation focuses on imagined emergencies, the institution itself continues preparing patiently for future generations. Perhaps that is why the false story resonated so strongly. Many people recognize that the monarchy is entering a period of generational transition. King Charles leads today. Prince William prepares for tomorrow. Prince George symbolizes the decades beyond. During times of transition, uncertainty naturally creates curiosity. Curiosity creates headlines, and headlines sometimes drift far beyond the available evidence. The real story, however, may be more compelling than the fictional one. It is the story of an institution balancing history with modern expectations. A family navigating both private relationships and public responsibilities. And a constitutional system designed to evolve carefully rather than react impulsively. Still, one important question remains unanswered. If the monarchy's greatest challenge is not a fictional parliamentary declaration, then what will truly determine its future? Will it be constitutional law, public confidence, the leadership of King Charles, or the example set by Prince William as he prepares for the crown? Those questions reach beyond any single headline, and they lead directly to the lasting meaning of this remarkable story. The greatest stories about the British monarchy have rarely been about titles alone. They have been about trust, about responsibility, about whether an ancient institution can continue to find meaning in a rapidly changing world. The false claim that Parliament had removed Queen Camilla's official royal status may not have been a real constitutional event, but the reaction it created reveals something significant about the modern monarchy. People are still deeply invested in the future of the crown. They are interested because the monarchy represents more than a family. For many, it represents history itself. Every generation inherits not only a position, but also the challenges left behind by those who came before. Queen Camilla's journey demonstrates how complicated royal legacy can become. Her role has been shaped by decades of public discussion, changing opinions, and the difficult reality that personal stories can become part of national history. Yet her position today is defined by constitutional duty and public service. The transformation from controversy to acceptance did not happen through one dramatic moment. It happened slowly, through years of appearances, through charitable work, through consistency, through the understanding that public confidence is often rebuilt one interaction at a time. That lesson applies far beyond the royal family. Reputation, like history, is rarely rewritten overnight. It evolves. King Charles III's reign represents another important transition. After spending much of his life preparing for the throne, he inherited the responsibility of guiding a monarchy entering a new era. His challenge has been balancing tradition with change. The world around the monarchy is different from the world of previous generations. The public expects greater transparency. Younger audiences view institutions differently. Social media has transformed how information spreads. A single image or headline can influence millions of opinions within minutes. In that environment, the monarchy's future depends not only on tradition but also on relevance. This is where Prince William's role becomes increasingly important. As heir to the throne, William represents the connection between the monarchy of today and the monarchy of tomorrow. His generation has grown up under unprecedented public attention. He understands both the advantages and difficulties of life within the royal family. The future king has also experienced personal moments that shaped his understanding of responsibility. The loss of his mother, Princess Diana, remains one of the most defining events of his life. But over time, William has appeared determined to transform personal history into public purpose. His focus on mental health, environmental challenges, and social issues reflects a modern interpretation of royal service. It suggests that future leadership may be measured less by ceremony alone and more by meaningful impact. That same question will eventually reach Prince George. What kind of monarch will he become? The answer will not be determined by a single speech, a single ceremony, or a single moment. It will be shaped by years of learning, by the examples around him, by the values his family chooses to emphasize. The monarchy's future will depend on whether the next generation can maintain a connection with ordinary people while carrying extraordinary responsibilities. That balance has always been the central challenge. A monarch must represent tradition while understanding change. They must protect history while recognizing the needs of the present. They must appear constant while living in a constantly moving world. Perhaps that is why sensational stories about royal crises gain so much attention. They reflect a deeper curiosity. People want to know whether the institution they have watched for generations can survive another era of transformation. But the true measure of the monarchy will not come from rumors. It will come from actions, from service, from leadership, from the ability to adapt without losing its identity. The future of the crown will not be decided by an unverified online headline claiming a sudden parliamentary intervention. It will be shaped by the daily choices of those who represent it, by King Charles's approach to duty, by Queen Camilla's continued public work, by William and Catherine's vision for the next generation, and eventually, by Prince George's understanding of what it truly means to serve. History has shown that institutions survive when they learn from their past while preparing for their future. The British monarchy has faced wars, political changes, family challenges, and moments of uncertainty. Yet each generation has found a way to continue, not because change never happens, but because adaptation is part of survival. The most important royal stories are therefore not always the ones announcing dramatic endings. Sometimes they are the quieter stories of patience, responsibility, and evolution. The story of Queen Camilla is one of transformation. The story of King Charles is one of preparation. The story of William is one of transition. And the story of the next generation is only beginning. In the end, the future of the monarchy will not be determined by the rumors surrounding it. It will be determined by the legacy it creates. Because crowns may symbolize power, but service is what gives them meaning. The story of the royal family is ultimately a story about history, responsibility, and the people behind the titles. While headlines can create moments of excitement and speculation, the deeper truth is found in the traditions, decisions, and values that shape generations. What do you think about the future of the monarchy? Do you believe the next generation, led by Prince William and eventually Prince George, will bring meaningful change while protecting royal traditions? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this documentary and want to explore more fascinating stories behind the crown, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next royal history documentary. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next story.